Hello everybody, I am going to do a quick video on the Daily Manifest, a little bit of training for anyone who's using this tool and a couple of ideas that have been instrumental in helping me make progress and manage my time a little bit more effectively. So the concept I want to talk about is high leverage tasks versus low leverage tasks. And this is a concept that once you get it in your head, it's transformational in the way you spend your time. So high leverage tasks are essentially the things that you will do that create leverage in your business, your process, your life in general, right? So if you are, I spelled leverage wrong there. I thought I knew there was something wrong with that. Sorry about that. If you're building an agency, let's say, a high leverage task would be designing a process to onboard your clients, right? It's those things that you spend hours and hours every day doing the same thing. So say you onboard a client, say you're a social media agency. And 90% of the conversations you're having and the things you require your clients to submit are the same questions, the same process, the same emails back and forth. So a high leverage task would be designing a system to take that responsibility off of you gradually. So that's things like, just in the first place, you design out that workflow, call it a standard operating procedure, which is essentially a detailed kind of flow chart of what happens in each case. But what you're really looking to do is implement the systems that make that happen. So that might be recording an asset. So it could be, a video that either you send directly to your clients that takes them through the process that you would take them through anyway, or it's video that you would use to train staff to do the thing that you were once doing yourself. So, that could be to client, to staff. And this is, an agency is the example that I always use because that's the business that I've been in for a long time, but this is true of anything. I had a conversation today with somebody who runs a trucking company and, 90% of their time is spent putting out fires, dealing with things that just come up every day, every 5 minutes. And the reason that's happening is because there's no process in place to mitigate that thing every time it happens. But if you use a daily manifest to even record your day, and then you get a sense of the things that you can apply leverage to. So you have, this thing went wrong, this thing went wrong, this thing went wrong. I spent too long doing this, I spent too long doing this. You can then objectively look back at that and say, well, is there a system that I can design to mitigate this? And 9 times out of 10, yes, there is. So what happens when X happens, this person has to do this. It's everything you do is a process. I think recognizing that is also a huge part of understanding the idea of leverage. Like, you want to focus your energy on the tasks that bring the most leverage to your business, your life, your, any endeavor that you have going on. So if you're unsure of where these friction points are, then just use the manifest to record what you do every day and then look back at that and see, well, I did that yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before that. What system can I build to make sure that I don't have to manually do that every time? Or at least how can I take some of that load away? And your low leverage tasks are the things that are happening here that you can either get a computer to do for you or get somebody else to do for you. So you're spending your time on the high leverage stuff, which is either designing processes or like directly contributing to the craft, the thing that you can do that nobody else does. This is high leverage stuff up here, which is how you want to be spending the majority of your days. But in order to get there, you have to allocate time to design processes in the first place that create the infrastructure to give you time back. Make sense? All right.